Yo, what's up guys, it is Blade Andrew back with another video, and I am starting a new series, because I was inspired, by these great people that, of the world. It's been coming up again kind of recently. Here, I'll show you. I'll type in flat earth this is my 3 weeks ago. This is only this is 3 hours ago. This is live now. This is why are these lives? I don't know. And when I did it yesterday, yeah, see, like there was one from 2 hours ago. Wait, telescopes exposed. What the frick? Okay, we're not gonna keep looking at this because this is that's weird. That's exactly so we're not going to look at that, guys, because this is exactly why I'm making the video. So apparently, there's a large majority of people out there in the world that can't use their brains. So, unfortunately, I was blessed with being an INTJ personality type. So, I get really mad at incompetence. So, when there's all these people with an inconceivable, impeccable amount of incompetence, I'm gonna try to refrain from having this entire video being a giant insult to people. So let's just continue. Okay, so basically, this is what people, I guess, imagine is the flat Earth. I've also seen ones that they seem to believe like the North Pole is in the middle of the planet, and then the South Pole goes around the whole planet, so like bigger than every other like continent there is. So already I can tell you that we wouldn't have a North or South Pole, which means compasses wouldn't work. I can already tell you if the Earth was flat, we would not have time zones because, see, round objects, spherical objects cast round shadows, and that's why we have time zones. It's because the sun, like obviously right now it's nighttime in Europe, and in California I know it's 3 hours behind. It's because the Earth rotates on its axis, producing, night and day, and it's also going around the sun too. But yeah, also seasons would maybe exist, but not the way they do. Obviously in June, if you're below the equator, you're experiencing winter. But if you're above the equator like me, and it's June, you're experiencing summer. If the Earth wasn't round and it was flat, everyone would be experiencing the same weather. There would be no North or South poles. It would be the same temperature, as far as I know, because the sunlight would be hitting the whole planet at the same angle if this was true, which means the North Pole and the South Pole would still be getting the same amount of sun as the freaking equator. So immediately you can tell no time zones, no seasons, night and day everywhere. This is not how life is, which is why I find it really hard to believe that like any competent person, anyone with an IQ above 70, even 70, even Forrest Gump, even below 70, I don't know how you can believe this. So I'm just going to explain straight up completely how this is completely wrong without even using NASA, just using basic trigonometry, basic math, basic just mathematical formulas and equations, and you'll see. Next picture. This is the sun and the Earth. Obviously, image not to scale, dumb poopy head. So basically, if you're at like the northern hemisphere, like where I am on the east coast of the US, like right there, boys, and then you're south, Argentina. Yeah, actually, I do have a better picture. Yeah, I came prepared to already say that line and to say this. So I am around the 45-degree angle mark, and the bottom of Argentina, the Argentina in general is again roughly the like negative 45-degree mark. It's the negative. So basically, see these lines obviously intersecting both. Pretend that you are on the line is a person, and the 90-degree angle are here. This is a better explanation. Pretend that these lines are poles, like the North and South Pole. Obviously, straight up is 90 degrees. While right where the other arrow is pointing and where the sun is would be 45 degrees, you know, out onto the horizon. Now, obviously, again, I put this in here. Still not to scale, instead of smaller to help you visualize what it looked like in the sky more. And also, I would like to point out that it's not directly, like, horizontal like this. The sun is supposed to be tilted. I mean, not the sun. The Earth is supposed to be tilted a little bit, and it's a couple things. But this is just to help you visualize. It's just to help you visualize, okay? So, basically, a person on the northern hemisphere, the sun is 45 degrees from, like, the equator, sort of. Or, like, it's 45. Sorry. Just believe me, all right? This makes a 90-degree angle. Just believe me. So, if it was flat, and I did choose New York and Argentina just because why not? New York is a state by where I live, but obviously it's not the state where I live. And Argentina would be the negative 45-degree mark. If the Earth was flat, this is what it would look like. There was an 8,800 kilometer gap. And yes, I have to put this. That's right, you non-Americans. Americans have been using the metric system forever. You've been lied to. 1 click equals 1 kilometer. The military use meters as well. Well, military also, that's where click comes from. Yeah, and scientists everywhere in the U.S. and kids at school use the metric system, which is completely true. Obviously, in science, we use the metric system. And it's like the main subject we use measurements in. So, you know, why are water bottles exactly 500 milliliters? I mean, we use the metric system, boy. Get her done. That'd be funny. Okay, so, like I said, to the left side here, you got 45-degree angle. That little line is supposed to represent the little, like, symbol, you know, the meaning that the other side is also 45-degree angle. So this is basically an isosceles triangle. Forms a 90-degree angle with where the sun is. If that point was like the sun, you know, that's why I have the sun there. So, basically... oh no, look out! Conspiracy theories! Oh my god, dude, that was close, man. I'm sorry, dude. Sorry if you just believed in Illuminatis. But no, basically to do this, we're gonna use the Pythagorean theorem. It's the greatest of them all, because like I said, you know, these 45-degree angles, this is, just believe me, if the Earth was flat, this is what it would look like, just believe me. And I'm gonna calculate, basically, how far away the sun would be if the Earth was flat, and, you know, just watch, okay? So obviously, you gotta do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So the first thing here, we're taking the known distance of New York and Argentina, 8,800 kilometers. We're squaring that John skis. We're getting 77,440,000 kilometers. I didn't write, it just, whatever, it's a number. All right, so then you divide that by 2 because there's 2 legs. The 2 legs are identical, so luckily, boom, just divide that John ski by 2. You get 38,720,000. Then, when you have that, obviously, square root. Boom. Square root that, and you get 6,223 kilometers. That is, my friends, how long the legs would be. Now we're going to calculate exactly the distance. See, now, because when I first made this, I forgot that the height is technically half, because it's, you know, this other triangle here is also technically an isosceles triangle. I forgot that it is half, so I did type this in, 6,223 times the sine of 45 degrees, and that's 4,400. But obviously, it's 1/2 the... Yeah, so I kind of did somewhat half mess up there. But hey, it's just, it's in a way, it's like I'm checking my work, and it's okay. So, this means... Wait, actually, let me go back first of all. Oh, crap, I gotta freaking click through all of it. We all know that 4,400 kilometers is completely ridiculous. First of all, here, I'm gonna make a new slide. We're gonna make a slide. I'm gonna show you right now, because I kind of forgot this. So I'm gonna put this in. Not that I really forgot, but I realized that it would be good for this to be in here. If the sun was that far away, freaking come on here, please. Here we go. Oh, that is way too big for what we're trying to show here. That's what she said. Wow, I just made that joke in a somewhat scientific video. Somewhat, it is scientific. Okay, so, basically, if the sun was that close, this isn't exact, obviously. There's no way I'm going to exactly measure this. but I'm gonna estimate that it would probably look like well, hold on, there's like this, because see, there's flares. You don't really know exactly where it is, but I'd say it would right there, that, boom. So I know what you're thinking, you know, if you're your typical everyday average you know, flat earth societist theorist, you know, you're gonna just say, oh, well, that's because the sun, you're gonna say, oh, that's just because the sun apparently now, oh, frick, I can't re-get that. Hold on, BRBs. Yeah, I'm on Mac right now. That's how I make all this videos and stuff. Don't judge. This video is purely for science. So, what you're gonna be saying now is that the sun, I guess, is now, hold on, well, here, it's around, it's like, it's what, half the distance? It's exactly half the distance. So, hold on, roughly, I mean, see, because it's a sphere, I mean, it's kind of harder to really line this up. I guess it would be like that, right? That's around, that's pretty accurate. So then we're just gonna bring this to like around the halfway. It's about that, all right? And then, no, wait. That probably doesn't necessarily matter. Well, no, wait, because it's half the distance away. So wait, it would be like this far away from the Earth. So it would be about there. And then it would probably be even smaller than that or something, I guess. So here's the problem with this. Objects with high mass is what has gravity. Although technically gravity is not, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but essentially objects with high mass have gravity. This is why, I'm going to use this one right now. This is why the moon orbits the Earth, because the moon is smaller than the Earth. The sun's bigger than the Earth. That's why we orbit the sun. And this is known, I'll even search this right frickin' now. In summer, I see different constellations than I do in winter. Okay, so like clearly, we definitely revolve around the sun. So it makes zero sense for this to be the correct thing. This doesn't make sense because it might even be smaller than that. Like, this doesn't make sense. well, actually, it would be this. Should be here. The main problem with this is obviously, like, the sun would be orbiting us. And that wouldn't even make sense anyway because Jupiter is larger than Earth anyway. And the thing is, with this, like, I don't even know how to continue this. I am actually stuck. I am confused. It's already debunked. I don't need to do anything more. But basically, this is how far it would be, 4,400 kilometers. We all know, though, that the moon is in front of the sun. This is a known fact. The moon is in front of the sun. Or else you wouldn't have solar eclipses. That wouldn't work. So here's the problem. Using different mathematical equations. So basically, here's how I calculated mine. Geometry of Earth, Sun, Moon system during first quarter. Lunar phase does produce a 90-degree angle. So you can calculate, the distance between this. And then, because this is, hold on for a second. What's the angle between, you calculate the angle between the sun and the moon. So you'd have to be, I guess, on this side of the planet. It'd have to be daytime, obviously. So then you calculate, obviously, like I said, this angle. And then what you would do is just you're trying to calculate, no, because believe me, there's tons of things, tons of ways that we have figured out the distance of the moon using, like, lights and the speed of light, how it's 300 million meters a second, how long it takes. We definitely know, and there's also tons of information. We've known the distance of the moon since like forever. Pretty sure even like Galileo knew and everything. So whatever. So basically what you do here is just the adjacent, this is the adjacent angle from this, and you would multiply that obviously by the hypotenuse. So adjacent hypotenuse, it would just be the cosine. So you would just do the I believe it's 370,000 kilometers, 370,300 kilometers. You would times that by, let's just do that right now in my calculator. Oh wait, I don't actually know the degree though. Oh frick. My rafflecopter goes. Dude, I'm telling you, it'd probably be like 8.999999. I don't know, dude. Who the frick knows? We're not, but just believe me, dude. This what am I even talking about? What part was I at this point? Okay, here. This is the biggest thing now. This is how many times larger the sun is compared to the moon. So you do 150 million kilometers divided by, this is the distance. This is, I mean, how much. Okay, I'm just gonna cut this out. It's a blooper. Okay, so the first number, 150 million kilometers. This is the distance to the sun. We know this through various tests of wavelengths. We know how fast wavelengths travel. It's like the speed of light, basically. It's energy. And just that's also how, well, there's multiple ways we also figured out the moon's distance. So we definitely know the moon's distance is both of these are just 100% legit. I know for a fact, it's just science. Booyah. 150 million divided by 370,300 equals 400 times, 405 times longer. So this means that if this was really, get out of here, if this was really 4,400 kilometers away, it would still scale for the moon to still be 405 times closer. Even if you say, oh, well, the speed of light is a lie, or oh, something else, whatever is a lie, and you're lied to it, it would still scale the same way. So here's the thing. The moon would be just a measly 10.8 kilometers above sea level. Now, any person with a brain can immediately see the problem here. The moon is 38 million square kilometers. The circumference is 10,000 kilometers. Not 10,000. The radius is 1,737 kilometers. Do you see the problem? And another thing, and this is what the next picture was originally for, this is the moon's orbital pattern. Do you see how it's not a circle? This means that if this was true, if the Earth was flat, I'm actually getting tired of seeing that every time, the moon would literally be crashing into the Earth every other time. Like, the moon, especially because the moon is around the same, like it's 400 times shorter distance than the sun. It's also 400 times smaller. This is why we get solar eclipses that look so perfectly. So not only would, where's my picture? This is what like the sun would probably look like. Now you have to take into fact. Do I have actually a picture of the moon? I do not. Let's pretend that. All right, this is gonna be perfect. Just believe me, this is gonna be perfect. Pretend this is the moon, right? Even though this isn't a round object, it doesn't matter that it's a round object because we're getting this 400 times smaller than this, and 10 kilometers above, the thing would be like this, and the thing would be like here. Not even closer than that. Because this is a few thousand kilometers to Earth. So it would be like that. And then also, like I said, because it's an elliptical, it's not a complete circle, you'd have it crashing into the freaking planet. You know, it could come around here, and I could literally touch the thing with my hands. Like right here, I could just be touching it. Clearly, that's not how it is. So there's no way the sun could ever be this close, and then the moon that much closer. And then it's just retarded. The whole thing about the Earth being flat is completely stupid. Like, I can't believe that anyone would be incompetent enough to even believe this. That the Earth would be flat. Like, volcanoes wouldn't exist. Gravity wouldn't exist. Literally, gravity wouldn't exist. This would not be enough. Or if it did, if gravity did exist and the planet was flat and it still existed, like, towards the center or the core, or, like, below the Earth, then this would mean that if you're, here, I'm gonna try to make a person real quicks. Real quack. Pretend this was you. Let me just do something like that. Oop, wrong thing. You're like that. This is a person. Oh, we gotta make this a different color. Alright, we're gonna make him white. That is not to be racist. That is because the background is black. Stop thinking everything is racist, you dumb poopy head. Let's say this is Bob here, alright? You're on the planet, right? And the gravity, obviously, is in the core of the planet. We know that because the Earth has a core. All planets have a core. Everything has every planet, even the moon, has a core. And that's what gives planets gravity. So we're gonna make a core right now. A core is always gonna be round, without a doubt, because in space there is like no other gravity besides besides the core itself, especially. So after billions of years, even if the core did look like this, it would just gravity in the center, because it would be the most mass and energy and stuff would be in the very center. It would become a circle anyway. So we definitely know that the core has to be a circle because it's just the laws of physics. It's just how it has to be. So pretend this is a core. We're even gonna make it like red, because that's usually because they're really hot. It's core. It's why lava's red. Okay. So we know there's a lot of energy there as well. We're gonna make it like it really doesn't matter. Just like technically, I would have this as a color fill. Of course, it has to reset it. Thanks. You're really great. So this is like the core. This means that Bob over here, pretend this guy's name is Bob, would be let's get a shape arrow. Bob here would be getting pulled like a negative 45-degree angle. Not negative 40. Wait, no, you can't do a negative 40. It's 180. It's 225. Bob would be like this, and obviously because Bob would be on the planet, again, this image is not to scale, it doesn't matter though. If he's over here, if he's in Australia, which, newsflash, there's freaking people in Australia, they're gonna be pulled like this, basically, right? But obviously things go the path of least resistance, so if you're standing on the ground, basically what's gonna happen, if this was true, is Bob's gonna fall freaking flat on his face, like that, and he's just gonna get dragged over, like, whoosh, over to here. He's just gonna start like falling over, and he's gonna get dragged to the very center, and then everybody would be in the equator in like Africa and like South America, but that isn't true. Like, and we'll even make another slide to further explain why the seasons wouldn't exist. We're gonna do that as well, just to really further prove this. Or sun distance. Did I ever use any of these? Oh my god, by the time it actually loads up, oh frick, it just freaking loaded something else up too. Cosine, no. Yeah, this is how they measure the distance of stuff. So that's just proof that what I was doing is, I'm pretty sure, the right thing. I mean, if I do make any mistakes, again, like, if any actual, like, university, like, professor would like to, correct me, I'd be more than proud to listen if he has actual legit scientific evidence. Now, again, if you're a flat earth theorist, I don't want to hear a word from you. This is more stuff. I don't know why I brought that one. I'm still trying to find this other picture. That's just how they found the Earth before. I remember that. So here, we'll put that out in case you can't see it. This is like a more modernized picture. Oh, here's the flat. No, that is no, that's flat, not flat. This is the flat Earth. Okay, so if this was the flat Earth, and this was the sun, all right. You know, we got to make it the same size as how it would have to be if everyone was legit here in the theory of thing here. So it'd be like this, right? It doesn't matter. It would be casting rays that would like always hit at roughly the same angle. Actually, what further disproves this also is because I just thought of this now. The sun obviously goes east to west, right? Goes like here. So that means that this picture is pretty accurate, but the other ones that have the poles here, that would be the equator. That would be the hottest. Because the sun goes across the east and west. And I just thought of this. Because there's time zones, I just thought of this. Like, let's say it's daytime over here, it's nighttime here. But this is also the same, from here to here is the same distance as here to here. This means that if the sun, that means according to the flat earth theory, and how far away the sun would have to be and how small it would have to be, where I live, it would never be daytime. It would never be daytime. But I wake up every day. I see the sunlight. I've grown tomatoes. You need sun. Plant needs sun to get sun energy and take in the monohydrogen or dihydrogen monoxide and the carbon dioxide to make glucose, which is C6H12O6. That process has happened many times in my garden because of the sun here. So we know that this is completely false. Because, first of all, the thing with the time zones and the seasons anyway, if it was like this, they wouldn't exist anyway. But obviously they do, so then the only explanation would be that the sun would have like a radius of light that would only extend, I guess, like this far. And if I put this backward, so like that, I guess, roughly, maybe probably a little bit bigger than that. Which means, like I said, like this would never really reach, you know, my place, my home, if the earth was flat. So this whole thing is stupid. These people that use these stupid theories, they have no scientific evidence. And honestly, I'm not just making this because every other scientist has said that the earth is round. I'm making this because I know with just simple math equations and trigonometry that the earth is round. Like, there's no other explanation because there just isn't. Like, with everything, there is legit scientific evidence to it. And you know that it's that far away because of just everything, because we've already, like I said, we've already calculated the distance to the moon using the various like lunar phases and everything else, and then during the first quarter it makes a 90-degree angle. You know the distance to the moon, you know the distance to the sun, and we obviously can tell that it's around 400 times bigger anyway and 400 times longer away because of solar eclipses. So to say that the earth is flat is completely ridiculous because, you know, we would never have seasons really, or we would technically maybe have seasons, all depends if it's over here or whatever, but like, I don't freaking know, dude. This is stupid. All of this is stupid. We're gonna save this as just stupid. Stupid flat earth theory gets wrecked. There you go. Alright. It's ridiculous, man. This is how I feel after watching this. This is how I feel. Wait. Okay, this is how I feel. When I find out that people are actually this stupid and then worrying about exactly when or what's gonna happen to the human race. Did they really make that over dramatic? Yeah, it is whatever. I'm done here, guys. Peace out. Go back to flat earth theorists. Go back to school.